everybody? Welcome back to the 31 Days of Horror. I am your host, Mood616, and thank you once again for stopping in, guys. Yes, day 18 is here on the 31 Days of Horror Volume 4, you know it. And we're going to take it back to, man, I don't even know what year this is. 2000 and, it says 14 on here, it could be right. With a film released by Scream Factory, directed by the one and only Takashi Miike, and it's called Over Your Dead Body. Yes, this is one that I've had sitting in the collection since it came out, and I have yet to watch it because we thought we were going to be covering this on the podcast eventually, and it actually fell through. We ended up doing some other films of Miike's, and so I decided, hell, we just did that spotlight on Takashi Miike. I'm in the moods, let's watch some more Takashi Miike. But yeah, so get into the synopsis of this one. Basically, this one follows our main character, Miyoki. She is the lead in a theater play based off of, it's kind of like a ghost story that she's, the main character in. And her real-life boyfriend is also her love interest in the play also. So when she discovers that her boyfriend may be kind of cheating on her and stuff like that, it gets a little bit fuzzy for her, and she has a hard time with telling the difference between her fantasy theater world and her actual reality, and then shit just kind of goes crazy from there. So that's the synopsis of the film. Now, my thoughts on this one, man, I loved this movie. This was fantastic, man. Right from the opening credits, you could tell that there was a metaphor right there with this fish right in the opening credits. And right from there, it just set the stage. I was looking for it. And man, the contrast between Miyoki's real life and the theater life is so well executed in this film. It's just amazing. I have to give it up to the editors, man. They edited this film so flawlessly. It's never confusing. Unlike a lot of Takashi Miike films, especially something like Gozu, which is very David Lynch-ish. This movie kind of borders those lines a little bit at times if you're not paying attention, but it is pretty linear. It can be described as an all-out nightmare to a lot of people, but it's definitely a linear story. You just have to follow along. But man, I love the way the theater scenes are shot, acted. It's so amazing. The sets used in the actual theater productions within this film are just so damn beautiful. Really amazing stuff. I absolutely loved it. And I love the story that they were doing in there. It was like this ghost story type deal, and then when it would cut into her real life and shit, and the contrast would just play right over. It was just fantastically done, edited so smoothly. The metaphors were just booming. They were right there hitting you in the face. Really good stuff. It's I'd say for the first 3/4 of the film, it's pretty standard, and then it just goes completely fucking haywire in this one. It goes bananas. A lot of really cool scenes. Going into this film, I expected it to be more on the lines of a straight up kind of J-horror ghost story. Given, that little face that's on there and stuff, we get a little bit of that, but it's not an overabundance. It's definitely a Takashi Miike twist on a ghost story / nightmare, between these two alternate, fantasy reality and a reality. Really awesome stuff. Like I said, the acting in this was really fantastic. The costumes, the sets, the cinematography. I love the cinematography so much in this. They used a lot of tracking shots that are just so well executed, especially with the, within the plays, scenes and shit like that. But this one's awesome, man. I gotta say, the pacing for a film that's a little bit slower was so fucking good, man. Really, really good. I remember I looked at the clock and I was like, I just wanted to see how much time was left in the film, and there was like 10 minutes or 15 minutes left, and I was like, holy shit, like this thing just flew by. I was so intrigued. I was like enthralled in the characters and where this thing was going to go and what the outcome was going to be. And that's what you want from a film like this. It wasn't filled with ridiculous jump scares and a whole pile of pointless Hollywood shit. Takashi Miike really knows how to make a film. The dialogue was fantastic in the film also. But yeah, this one's just, it's screaming so many different things that are all kind of bunched into one. And it made a really great story, really good film. Yeah, I don't really know what to say bad about this one. I wanted a little bit more. I know this is like the 95-minute cut of the film. And apparently, when I looked on IMDb, there's a director's cut of it, which is 113. So there's like 20 minutes more. I have no idea if that version actually exists, because sometimes we know when we look on there, it might be a little bit fudged. I have no idea. But somebody correct me if I'm wrong, or if you actually know if there is a longer version of this. I'd like to see it, because I don't know if it slows down the pacing, but this was just paced amazing. Loved everything about it. The effects were awesome. Like, really good. And the ending was fantastic. It was just the way it should end, you know? It kind of left you going, fuck yeah. You know, and that's a really good feeling when you're watching a film like this. So it gets my highest recommendation, man. I really enjoyed the shit out of this. I'm going to come in about a 9 out of 10. It'd probably come up the more I think about it. But yeah, this is just so much more than I was expecting. I didn't get that cheap ghost story. I got a really engaging story all around with these two alternate realities, and oh, the contrast was beautiful. Really good stuff, man. Really, really good film. Over Your Dead Body by one of my favorite directors, Takashi Miike. If you're familiar with his work, you know what you might be getting yourself into with this one. So definitely give it a shot. I don't want to give anything else away from it. Go out and get this one. I'm sure you can pick it up for dirt cheap. This Scream Factory Blu-ray has been out for a long time, so I'm sure you can get it for cheap. So, but yeah, awesome. Really, really good stuff. Honestly, one of my favorite Miike kind of horror films. You know, he's dipped in so many other genres, and I love Miike's, all of his films, man. I really do. He's such an amazing director. But Over Your Dead Body, check it out. That's going to do it here for day 18. Check you guys tomorrow on day 19. And yeah. Going to see some Halloween tonight. I hope it's as good as everyone says it is. Alright guys, peace out! Deuces.